Good evening to all. Am I audible? Thank you. Welcome to IEDA National Level 1 Week Faculty Development Program on Positive Aspects of Teaching Practices. Today's session focuses on leadership skills. Chief guest introduction. It's my great honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Abhilasha. She is a distinguished academician, researcher, and mentor with exceptional contribution in the field of commerce, specializing in accounting, finance, and taxation. Currently, she is serving as an assistant professor, Department of Management Studies, Mullen College of Commerce, Mumbai. She has an impressive 12 years of teaching experience in both undergraduate and postgraduate programs. Abhilasha completed her higher education from the University of Mysore and earned her PhD in commerce from Indira Gandhi National Open University in New Delhi. She also pursuing her MBA, reflecting her continuous commitment to learning and academic excellence. She has published more than 50 research papers in reputed journals, including Scopus, ABDC, UGC Care, peer-reviewed journals. She has participated in over 100 workshops, seminars, and faculty development programs. Has been invited as a resource person more than 40 times at national and international levels. Her session covered impactful topics such as research paper writing, startup ideas, funding, and AI education for research, UGC, NET and SET guidance, tax case saving investment, CSR as a sustainable tool. Adding to her remarkable achievement, Dr. Abhilasha holds 4 published patents and 2 design patents. Has received 12 Best Paper Awards in various conferences, along with Best Teacher Award and Best Young Researcher recognition. She also founded of Eklavya Academy for Research and Competitive Examination, where over 90 candidates have successfully cleared UGC NET and SET examination under her guidance. She has authored books Financial Management, Corporate Finance, Total Quality Management, and Microeconomics. Today we are truly have such an inspiring personality, dedicated educator among us. Her presence will undoubtedly motivate and enlighten everyone gathered here. We extend warm welcome to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us today. I hand over the session to you, ma'am.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So, very good evening to one and all. And before starting the session, so it's my privilege to be a part of this wonderful FDP program, which was organized by Usharani ma'am. I've seen ma'am frequently in the LinkedIn. She's very active and she has given many more achievements, and she's serving for the upliftment of a students and teachers community. So, for that, ma'am, congratulations, and it's a great going, ma'am. I'm sharing my screen, so let us start with the sessions. I hope all the previous session was wonderfully conducted. Even I've attended a few of the sessions. Speaks about the quality of the session that Madam is organizing. Today's topic is leadership skills. So one of the important topic because many of us you might have learned in some theory. So some leaders are born, some leaders are they are self-created. So let me begin with the small story, and then I'll take you with the topic. And this is my small profile, as Madam has already introduced myself formally. So I don't take much time for introducing myself. So just to add few points, recently I got my 6th patent approved by the Government of India, which is on behavioral finance. And also recently I completed my MBA in FinTech. It's an online MBA program, executive program. And also recently I got 2-time Best Paper Award in the international conference and 1 Best Paper Award at Indonesia, which was an online, and again 2 paper are presented in IIM and IIM Ranchi and IIM Nagpur. So this is a small additional things that I wanted to add you. And apart from working as a full-time, I'm also working for visiting professor for 2 international university. One is Stanfordshire University and other one is Jain University, which they got collaborated with the South America. So basically it's an online MBA program for abroad students. So these are some of the photographs of my recent achievements that I have taken, and this is my last patent which I got approved. So let me begin with a small story. See, again, one of my personal leader that I admire always is Abdul Kalam sir. So I think we everybody of us, we know the journey of Abdul Kalam sir, and even the Ambedkar sir. Okay, the journey says they are not a born leader, but when we have a strong passion and when we have the strong determination, okay, nothing is impossible in this world. So I admire two of the great personality when it's come to leadership. Okay, so in simple, leader is all about one who influence positively, guides and motivate others to achieve a common goal. Leader will not only give a direction. So usually there's a difference between the boss and the leader. So boss will dictate the team members, whereas the leaders, they'll act like a one among the team members. Okay, that is a basic difference between the boss and the basic difference between the leaders here. And there are the four important qualities that a good leader should possess. One is the influence. Okay, so the ability to affect others' actions and attitude. See, trust me, it is very difficult because the human minds are, it's a fickle mind. So we won't follow somebody easily. Okay, so influencing the other people to act accordingly, that is a great skill. So that we need to inculcate, or we need to practice that. And guidance, so providing a directions and clarification. So being a leader, just giving a work is not enough. So the good leader should give a path, the good leader should give the way, the good leader should be clear in his wordings. And motivation, very very important. See, we are human. Without having any motivation, we won't get that force. So motivating the employee to perform better, that is a core one of the quality of a good leader. The reason is, see, again, whatever the hard work we do, see, again, this is also my experience by seeing from last 12 years. Even for in our college, I'm heading three department, three committee placement, and the degree distribution, and also the student council. See, this is my understanding. See, it's a human mind. Without getting anything in return, okay, we don't give 100%. Okay, and some of us, we are very passionate, or some of us we do our work voluntarily. Okay, after certain years we lose that interest. Okay, if nobody is giving appreciation, if nobody is giving some kind of motivation to you, okay, as the time passes, as the year passes, there is a chances where we might lose that enthusiasm. Okay, so a good leader should identify the one who is giving the justify his work, and it is his duty to motivate. Okay, again, when I say motivate, it doesn't mean that we need to give only a monetary motivation. It can be non-monetary motivation also. Okay, it's not only a money. It can be a small appreciation. Even you might have seen in some hospitals and even in some colleges, they do have these practices. If in that particular subject, if the students get 100% result. Okay, I'm not telling about one student. Assume that there are 100 students and everybody has passed. So obviously, okay, it is also an effort taken by a student, teachers and a student. Okay, in some colleges they have this the practice. They'll give the outstanding teachers award, or 100% result teachers award. See, obviously, all these will gear up the teachers in order to do better in the future. And responsibility, again, this is again, even we might have experienced this. See, when it's come to responsibility, authority, and accountability, all will go hand in hand. Okay, even we might have experienced this. Whatever the good things is happening in our surrounding or in the workplace, okay, the credit will be taken by the seniors or the boss. Okay, whenever something goes wrong, they always try to pull on the subordinates. Okay, but a good leader, okay, whenever something goes wrong, okay, he should take a responsibility. Okay, because as per the leader's direction, the colleagues have done the work, right? Okay, and whenever the success comes, okay, he should give that pride to his team members. Okay, see, when the success come, when the failures come, the true colors of leaders will be depicted here. So these are the very important quality that a good leader should possess in order to influence the surrounding in a positive manner. And now we'll connect to the teachers. So beyond the classroom, unlocking the teacher's leadership potential. Okay, there are certain quality a good teacher should own in order to motivate the student, or in order to exercise that leadership skill on the peer members. Okay, so every teacher is already a leader, because a good leader should possess that communication skill. He should inspire. See, directly or indirectly, each one of you, Okay, you are like a role model for many of the students. Okay, obviously some student will not express on a particular year. Okay, but after they achieve something, okay, they'll just remember you, and you might get some messages, call, saying that, ma'am, because of you, like we are here. So this kind of success will give the more satisfaction. And to be a little informal, even to choose this teaching profession, actually I have about to take my engineering. As you know, the typical parents, the dream for their children is always to become a doctor or a engineer. Even my parent was dreaming that I should become a what to say, the engineer. Okay, but due to one of my teacher who is in Karnataka, so he was not just teaching what is there in the textbook. He used to understand the students, their background. He used to exercise. I mean, he used to extend his helping hand. Okay, and he was a psychological professor also. So he has helped me financially, emotionally, and in many aspects. And whatever I'm today, his contribution is more. So I can openly say my parents have given a birth. Okay, whereas my teachers have given a life. Okay, so then I thought, if one teacher can change the student's life, okay, that legacy even I should carry. This is the only reason why I came to teaching profession. Okay, obviously, his leadership, okay, has influenced me in a positive manner. Okay, that positive thing that I'm carrying now. Okay, so obviously this is one of the good quality of a good leader, to motivate the peer member in a positive manner. Okay, so directly or indirectly, each one of you who are being a teacher, you are a born the leaders. Okay, the thing is, we doesn't know how to portray that, or we may not show that in the open platform, but truly advance and create wider impact. So a good teacher should go beyond the daily teaching. Okay, that is most important. Okay, and being a teacher, the leadership role plays a very important role in the form of giving a guidance. So when I say guidance, it's not limited to the curriculum. Okay, we should give being a teacher, we should give a guidance which is beyond the curriculum, maybe the career guidance, or it can be the life lessons. Okay, see, teachers are the second parents. Okay, so some students, they cannot open up there with the parents, or they cannot share something with none of their family. So obviously they trust the teachers, and they seek our guidance. So being a teacher, we should show the empathy, not sympathy. Okay, see, nobody wants sympathy. Everybody wants an empathy. So we should think from their angle, and we should try to give guidance to them. And very, very importantly, okay, inspire your students. See, trust me, students are the one who are closely observing you. Okay, they know which teachers are motivating. See, motivating in the sense, you should not see, there is no limit for success. There is no limit for learning. Okay, so once I become a teacher, it doesn't mean that I'm at a superior phase. See that the trend is changing, society is changing, the Gen Z population, and they're getting a knowledge from every corner of the world. So being a teacher, I should always motivate our students and peer members by upgrading our knowledge. Okay, and showing that, and very importantly, whatever we learn, until you pour on others, okay, the knowledge is not what to say, it doesn't have any impact. For example, I have learned many things, okay, but I'm not pouring my knowledge to others. So obviously that is not a good quality of a human. Okay, so what we learn, we should pour on others. So you should always motivate the student with your success stories, or you should motivate the students in order to uplift in their life. Okay, and we should inculcate that ethical practices in our students. And advance, it is building a skill beyond a classroom. Okay, so don't just have a skill which is required only for the classroom communication. A good teacher should have some skill beyond the classroom. Okay, even there are some Instagram reels are getting trend. Okay, some teachers are dancing with the students on the the farewell and something, or some teachers are the like Bharatanatyam dancer, they are singer, they're dancer. Okay, see, nowadays the Gen Z population is completely different. Okay, so whatever I'm teaching, everything they're getting in the social media, they're getting in the online. Okay, that too because of this artificial intelligence, knowledge is in their fingertip. Okay, so beyond the this online facility, beyond the textbook, how I can motivate my student, that is a major concern in the current world. So these are the three important leadership quality a good teacher good teacher should own. One is guiding the students and inspiring the student through their own success story, or showing some the leadership success stories. Even in our college, we do have one subject which is the Indian ethos. Okay, where we show some the good leaders who has contributed for upliftment of society, and there are certain Indian movies also there. Okay, where they depict the leadership and how they sacrifices. See, again, all these things will not change everyone. At least 10% of students are getting motivated. The purpose will be served here. Okay, so these are the three good quality a good teacher should have with respect to leadership. Okay, so the next one is what makes a teacher a leader. One is pedagogical expertise. Okay, whatever the teaching we are, whatever subject we are teaching, okay, we should have an expertise knowledge. Okay, so not merely a classroom excellence. Teachers lead a blend deep instruction knowledge. So we should not use only the one way of teaching, only the blackboard, only the PPT. Okay, we should always make the trial and error of different kind of instrument, like a flip classroom, or it can be there is one more, the animated videos, or it can be conducive environment. So the teacher should use some kind of real organization influence, okay, in the positive manner. And collaborative practices, again, so even though we are teacher, until unless we share, until unless we collaborate each other for the upliftment of student community, okay, so then it is difficult. So we should not be rigid, or we should not be stagnant. Okay, we should be always open for learning. We should be always open for collaborating with the peer members. Okay, see, in simple, we can extend the knowledge, extend our expertise by having a collaboration. And peer respect, again, it's not about the junior or senior. See, the good leader will always give respect irrespective of age, irrespective of a designation, irrespective of what position I'm holding. Okay, so I still remember, not in my current college, when I started my career, I used to say sir to the non-teaching staff also. I mean the peon. Okay, so one of my colleagues, she raised a question saying that he's an uneducated. Okay, why are you saying sir? You can just call by his name. Okay, but he was very senior. He was, I think, 50 or 40 plus. Okay, see, it's not about the designation. It's not about what role they're playing. It the respect for the age, respect for the experience. Okay, the work what he is doing, I cannot do. So obviously the respect, the way you're giving respect, okay, so that shows your leadership quality. Okay, we should be always have continuous learning habit. Very importantly, genuinely approachability. So whatever the problem I have, whatever the doubts I have, or in what way I'm lacking the skill to become a good teacher leader, so I should be open for learning. And very, very importantly, we should always have positive influence among the colleagues. Okay, so not only motivating motivating your student within the classroom or within the four walls. Okay, we should also influence positively for the colleague level. Okay, so that shows our potential. Okay, these are the three important the leadership, the content we should remember being a teacher. And the next one is key leadership skill a teacher develop. Okay, first and foremost is communication influence. Again, see, many a time, whatever we wanted to say, okay, the communication will not go in the same manner. Okay, because of culture differences, or because of lack of knowledge, or lack of the confidence. Okay, good teacher should know, okay, how to keep the difficult topic in the simplified format as well. Okay, so explain the complex idea by diverse learner. Fine. Anybody has heard about mind mapping here? Can I get some message in chat box? Let us have interactive session instead of just having a one-way communication. Anybody has heard about mind mapping? Can I get some message, or can anybody speak out? Yes, what is mind mapping? Fine. I think Ramya ma'am is saying she knows. Any others? Fine. So in simple, mind mapping is all about keeping a central idea of a topic, and we start building the branches. For example, I wanted to learn complete a topic about business studies or marketing management. So in marketing, there might be 10 different topics. For example, the 7 P's of marketing, or importance, advantages, disadvantages. Obviously, see, nowadays all students are smart enough, so they don't want to do an hard effort, but still if you want to inculcate the good the learning values, okay, so mind mapping is one of the way how you can hold the student with a good content. So in a one page I can complete the complete syllabus in one page only, okay, with the graphical representation by using mind mapping. So nowadays we have a software for mind mapping as well. So even I have learned, I have attended some IIM the workshop, which is for 10 days, okay, where they discussed about 25 AI tools for education. Okay, trust me, all these are going to make your work simple, plus it is going to attract the students. So again, why I'm giving this example, because being a good leader, being a teacher, a good leader, okay, we should always enhance our knowledge. We should always upgrade our knowledge in order to give the good knowledge for our students. So again, that workshop is also about they have discussed around 25 AI tool for education, okay, plus 50 AI tool for research as well. Okay, so again, mind mapping is such one the good activity that a teacher can do. Okay, so communication plays a very important role, and always take a feedback. Okay, and obviously every college take a feedback. Okay, that feedback should be taken in the positive manner. Okay, if it is very positive, obviously we get motivated. If it is negative, okay, then we should work on the skill how to upgrade. Okay, and very importantly, negotiate competing interest with the clarity. Okay, so again, everybody is having their own passion, everybody is having their own interest. Okay, we should always look into our passion, so we can motivate our student in a positive manner. And vision and strategic planning. So vision is all about long term, how, see, being a teacher or being a leader, okay, good leader should have a long term vision. So I'm not preparing my peer member for next 1 or 2 years. Okay, I'm preparing my peer member, or I'm influencing my followers, okay, for the very long time. Okay, if you take an example of great leaders in our nation, okay, so their legacy still we are following. Okay, whatever the positive influence they have done for the nation, okay, still we are celebrating, still we are following their legacy. Okay, so always we should set a long term goals. Okay, plus after developing a plan, we should always come up with a strategy. See, many a time we are a good planner, but when it's come to implementation, we might lack here. Okay, and assessing a risk, again, every goal is having a risk. Okay, that risk can be the conflict of interest, it can be the time, it can be the monetary aspects, or it can be the lack of motivation from our surrounding. Okay, but a good leader should always think in the long term perspective, and it should always handle the risk and allocate the resources. Okay, so that is also an important, because if I want to convert any of my vision into reality, obviously there are different kind of resources are required, and most importantly, emotional intelligence. Okay, we should know, okay, what makes my the peer member we should able to understand the emotion, because everybody doesn't have the same temperament, same patience, same emotion. So a good leader should understand a different kind of the emotion level, and accordingly he should motivate. Okay, just to give an example under this stage, okay, you might have heard about Maslow's theory, which is about the motivation. Okay, so very long years back, so Maslow said the motivation should be done in particular pyramid. Okay, that is, first should be basic need, next is safety need. Okay, and the third one is the social need. Okay, next is it is the self-esteem. The last one is self-actualization. Okay, but okay, this theory, it is debatable from many years. Okay, and even Mac Linda has given the revised version of that Maslow's theory. Okay, to think practically, assume that I'm my basic needs are not satisfied. Okay, but I'm very passionate about my career. Okay, I'm achieving a lot, or I want some people to take me as a resource person, take me as a role model. Okay, I want people to admire me. So obviously, my basic thing is not needed now. I want the fourth level, that is being a self-esteem person or self-actualization. So again, assume that I'm working private colleges, okay, where job security is not there. I'm least bothered about job security because I know I'm working well, I'm going to stay for long time. Okay, so in that case, the Maslow's theory was rejected in modern era. So, the being a leader, we should not follow any the traditional, or you should not follow something which is taken from many years, because the mindset is changing, the culture is getting changed, and we are in the digitalization, globalization. Okay, leader should always act according to the situation, according to the people mindset. So understanding the emotional intelligence of the peer member, okay, it's the core for the success of a good leader. Okay, so these are the three the leadership skill. Okay, good teacher should own. One is the communication and the influence, vision and strategic planning, and the third one is understanding the emotional intelligence of their peer member. So next we'll see the formal pathway to leadership, the NPQ framework. Okay, so this is one of the framework which is given by an agency, which is National Professional Qualification for Leading Teaching. Okay, specifically designed for the teachers aspiring to lead the subject across the year and across the phases. Okay, so this is the framework which is given by NPQTL for having a leadership quality among the teacher. Okay, and this is one of the essential the parameter for being a good teacher for knowledge purpose, skill, conduct. Okay, and according to this framework, okay, these are the three things that a good leader should possess to become a teacher. First one is pedagogy and curriculum. Okay, whatever the subject we are teaching, whatever the course we are teaching, we should have a deep knowledge. Okay, and again, every subject is getting changed, and the approach is getting changed. Okay, for example, from last 12 years, I'm teaching only accounting and finance. Okay, I'm expert in that area. But are you teaching the same method that you're teaching 5 years back? Okay, then I'm not inculcating that like I'm not flexible in adopting the current scenario here. So I should have an expertise knowledge, plus as and when required. Okay, my instructional design. Okay, the way I teach the subject, the way I use some technology should get different. Okay, and assessment mastery. Okay, again, nowadays, trust me, there are 10 important AI tool for assessment only. You can generate the MCQ, you can generate the question, you can shuffle the question. Okay, so now AI plays a very important role, okay, in order to reduce the work and to become the smarter teacher. Okay, so we should explore all these things, and supporting colleague. Okay, and again, let us not treat our colleague as a competitors. Let us not treat our colleagues as obstacle for our career enhancement. Okay, so they are the part of our life journey when it's come to career. Okay, we should always give respect for our mentors and our colleagues, and we should support each other. See, I might be knowing something good and you might be knowing something good. Okay, we should have that learning spirit here. Okay, let me give an example. One of my student, he was pursuing his MBA in fintech in IIM Bangalore. Okay, so there was one subject which is financial modeling. Okay, where even I was interested to learn that, but the course fee was very expensive. Okay, and I didn't found any online classes. It was completely offline. Obviously, by compromising my career, I cannot take a break to learn a course. So then I come to know that that's one of my closest student. Okay, he has the major specialization on that particular topic in IIM. See, trust me, every Sunday used to take lecture for me online. Okay, every Sunday, I think 4 to 5 Sundays, he took a lecture, and I'm very proud to say I learned that particular subject because of my student. So once I become well versed, I took an online exam to get a certification. Then the same subject is in my college. Okay, and this is one of the flagship the course in our college now, and I got some the offer from other college also to run some the additional course for 30 hours. Okay, see, this is how the good teacher should think. Okay, and obviously, if I have that ego problem, or if I feel why I should learn from my student, obviously my knowledge wouldn't got improved in the different subjects. Okay, it can be my student, it can be my friend, it can be anybody who is having a good knowledge on particular topic. Okay, be open minded. Okay, so being a leader, we should not feel that we are superior, we know everything. Okay, so we should be open and flexible in our knowledge as well. So this is three important the quality of a good teacher with respect to leadership, which is given by this the regulatory framework, that is National Professional Qualification for Learning Teaching. Okay, so this is one of the points that I took from this website. Okay, I found this interesting, and I should quote in this session. So now we'll see developing a leadership practical step. Okay, now whatever the theory we learned. Okay, now as I said, leaders are born. Okay, leaders are self-made also. Okay, if you take an example of many business leaders, okay, they are doing a business from many generation, Ambani family or Tata company. Okay, from many generations, the family business was carried by generation to generation. So for them, we can call it as leaders are born. Okay, but there are many the leaders that who are freedom fighters, or you can take the startup company business leader. Okay, they are self-made. Okay, and this self-made leaders will come through observation. Okay, through passion, through dedication, plus what is it, hunger for learning. Okay, even just to quote one example. Okay, one of my favorite teacher used to always says, okay, your teaching should get differ based on the hungerness of a student. Okay, assume that I'm your student, I'm very lazy. Okay, so whatever you're teaching, I'm not listening to me. Obviously, your teaching should not be very deep because I'm not listening only. Okay, assume that Mr. A is there, is one of your student. Okay, is very hardworking, or is having that learning habit, or is having that good feeling for learning. Okay, your dedication for learning that student should be 200%. Okay, see, it's in simple. Those who are having hunger to, if you serve them, okay, they'll learn better and they'll remember you better. Okay, and let us practically see how I can inculcate this leadership skill practically. First one is find a mentor. Okay, so we are human. Okay, our first mentor is our parent, particularly a mother. Okay, just see, even though the leadership tag is not there, even though the leadership, the course she has not earned, okay, the way she manage her family, the way she maintain the interpersonal communication, the way she motivate the children, the way she manage the household expenses, tell me in what aspect she's not a leader in her family. Will you agree with this, with my statement? Give me a thumbs up. My quote is, our mothers are the first leader that we have seen in our personal life. Is my statement is agreeable? Fine. So first of all, we should always try to find a mentor. Okay, that mentor can be anybody. So as I said, my personal mentor is one of my guru. Okay, who was from my diploma course. Okay, even till today, it's more than 20 years. Still, we are in contact. Okay, trust me, he's already 60 plus. Okay, whatever the new things come, he will be the first person to learn. Even one of my colleagues, she got retired 2 days back. Okay, she's exactly 60 years now. Trust me, more than us, whatever the new things comes, right, she read first. And when she got retired, everybody was saying, see, when we are in contact, right, okay, we won't express that gratitude, or we don't praise the people. Once we come to know that person is living, obviously we start remembering all the things, and we start praising that person. See, most of the colleagues, they said, my colleague, I mean, the other teacher, they said she's having that good leadership skill. Okay, she was a senior faculty, she was heading many department. She never used to scold, she never used to give a overburden of work. She always used to use some humble words. Okay, if you don't mind, can you please do this? With a little emergency, can you please do this? Okay, with humbleness she used to get a work. And whenever she approached for getting some work, okay, we never used to feel that she's dictating us, or she's commanding, or she's using that seniority position. We never used to feel that. So obviously the first step of being a good leader is find a mentor. Okay, that again, identification, very crucial step, because being a human, even I've done my psychology course. Okay, for see, we get the people so quickly. Yes, Usharani ma'am. 1 second, ma'am. Some children are playing. Just a second. Just a second, ma'am. I hope I'm audible now. I guess there is no noise from my side. The students are playing, ma'am. I just told them to reduce their voice. Fine. Fine. So let us continue. So first step is we need to find a mentor. Again, identification of mentor should not be based on one incident or one situation. You should have a good observation for a long time. Okay, and as I said, it's a human tendency or human psychology. We judge the people so quickly, whether it is good or bad. We judge and we get motivated so quickly, but don't take the decision so quickly. We should observe for the long time so that we can inculcate their the good deeds and project work. So try to have the collaboration with those leaders. Okay, reason is observation and having a self experience. Okay, that makes a difference. And thirdly, okay, whatever you learn, okay, you start putting into your day-to-day life. Say again, leadership should not be exercised only in the workplace. Okay, that leadership's quality should get resembled in your day-to-day life also. There should be some positive changes in the way I act, the way I talk, the way I coordinate with our surrounding. Okay, so that should get reflected in your behavior as well. So this is how we can practically implement a leadership style in our day-to-day life. So now we'll see from classroom excellence to school-wide impact. Okay, so there are the transformation journey that we should follow. First one is a classroom teacher. Obviously, being a good teacher, the subject expert is very, very important, and managing our own student. Okay, again, a good classroom should be filled with all kind of a student. It can be average student, intelligent students, or below average. Okay, good teacher should focus on everything. Okay, and very importantly for collaborative leader, okay, so mentors, the you should have a good mentors with your peer member. Okay, that collaboration should be there. For example, I'm good in research, somebody is good in the creativity, somebody is good in something. Okay, we should exchange their knowledge and we should have a collaboration. And we should always move with the project. Okay, take every work as a task. Okay, don't take work as a pressure or work as an additional burden, and always have that nature of taking a responsibility in a positive manner. Okay, to give an example, see, I'm just 32 years and it's been only 12 years of teaching experience in our college. Usually the degree distribution, which is one of the big event that every college celebrates. Okay, so they gave me first time as as a committee. Okay, trust me, I was so clueless, I was so stressed. Okay, because usually it will be given for a senior faculties, and I just went and asked principal, ma'am, do you think I can able to handle this? She said, I am observed you from last 10 years. You do the work and you doesn't crave for some kind of credit or something. Okay, that good leadership style. And you always talk with the people very nicely by saying by giving respect and something she quoted. And I said, I thought it might be challenging to take. And when I started working, trust me, managing the senior faculties are very difficult. Okay, see, one way the seniors, I cannot command, I cannot give a work. Okay, but what I did, I made a I sat for 2 hours. I made a beautiful the work allotment by using some the method, by discussing with my senior faculties, by discussing with my peer members. And obviously nowadays we have technology. Okay, I prepared duties and responsibility and everything I documented, and I just posted in the WhatsApp group for our teachers, and everybody said the work is clearly given. See, trust me, it was a journey of 2 months, and that program was done so beautifully. Everybody started praising that you have that good leadership skill, and they recommended for some different position now. Okay, why I'm saying this? Obviously, being a leader, getting things done from others, it is one of the core element. Motivating your peer members and having the patience, and we should be a good listener. I used to get plenty of question, plenty of whenever people used to do their work on time. Okay, I used to praise in the open the WhatsApp official group. I used to openly praise in the staff room. Okay, so that small motivation used to make them the people happy. Okay, obviously it is their work they're doing, nothing else they're doing. But the way we motivate, the way we praise the people, okay, they feel connected emotionally also. Okay, and I still remember during the DDC program, the chief guest was one of the big the parliament member. Okay, obviously the police was there and it was a tight security. The program was delayed by 1 hour. I was highly stressed. Okay, trust me, the people were not talking because of seniority basis. They used to come and console me. No, no, don't worry, we are there, we will do. See, automatically everything was done on like on time. Okay, so this is just one small experience I'm saying. The why I'm saying means whenever some new opportunity comes, accept and take it as a challenge. Okay, that is a good quality of a good leader, I can say. Okay, and agent of change again. Okay, so don't be orthodox mentality. Don't be very rigid in your thinking mindset. Okay, be open to learn anything that offers that comes to your place. Okay, don't say even if you get connect to this example during COVID time. Okay, we never used to have this kind of online classes or online session. Okay, this online classes started after COVID only. Okay, and I still remember for university, many senior faculty complained saying that we are not tech friendly and we don't want to take online lectures. Okay, but there are many the teachers, they took this as a challenge. Obviously they have understood the reality that COVID was there and we cannot expose outside, and more than we cannot keep the student life into the challenging year. Okay, we started learning how to take online classes, how to record this, how to make the online more effective even though we are not connected personally. So again, the good leader should adopt themselves for changing environment. Okay, and collective success, again as I said, okay, success don't take on your own pride. Okay, so a good leader will always says it is success of a team. It is success of hard work. Okay, he should not always take that the credit for himself. Okay, he should be one among everyone here. And a better student outcome. Obviously, when we work so sincerely, or when we work with the collaborative, when we take challenges as the responsibility here. Okay, all these things it is visible in your outcome. Okay, see, there is no success for mantra. Okay, but when your intentions are pure, okay, obviously success will hold you. Okay, so these are the three transformation journey. Okay, if I want to convert my the journey into the good leadership successful story. So this is about the small the transformation journey pictures. Okay, let me take you with one more. Fine. So before that, I just wanted to show one small video. As I said, I admire of two big leaders in my life. One is my own profession, other one is Abdul Kalam sir. So before taking to next topic, let me just show one small good video. Okay, I don't know how many times I've seen this video. Okay, so let me just play. Just tell me whether it is audible and visible.
The leader.
Can anybody just confirm me? Is it audible and visible? Just give me thumbs up. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
You have to have 6 traits one leader should have. And what are the 6 traits? Number 1, leader must have a vision. Without a vision, he will not be a leader, he or she. So leader must have a vision. The second one, leader must be able to travel into an unexplored path. Normally tendency to travel the, well laid out path. But the leader, he takes the path of untraveled path. Third thing, leader must know how to manage success, most importantly the failure. Any vision he does or she does, so he has to go through some failure. They should know how to manage the failures. When the failure occurred, the leader of the organization owned the failure. When the success came, he gave to his team. But the next one, fourth point, leader must have courage to take decision. That's a problem today throughout the world. Leader must have a courage to take decision. Fifth one, leader should have a nobility in management. Nobility in management is a big question mark. So I believe leader should have a nobility in management. Every action of the leader should be transparent. You know what I mean? That is, a leader should work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Leader should work with integrity and succeed with integrity.
Fine. So I hope you have seen the 6 important quality that makes a great leader. Okay, this is about a small video I just wanted to play for you. So let me take you with the next topic. Fine. So the next topic is lead the change, invest in your leadership. So again, even in the video, it was said that until we move to unexplored area. Okay, the thing is, what everybody is doing. If I do same thing, what is the uniqueness? Okay, what kind of changes you're bringing? So a good leader should always explore. Okay, the path which is not explored by many people. So that creates the innovation. That creates the innovative. Okay, that makes leaders unique. Okay, and the outcome will be the embrace the growth. Okay, seek out every opportunity for development. It can be upgrading your qualification or upgrading a mentorship or having a leading the good projects. So whatever the opportunity comes to you, okay, don't have a self doubt. See what worst thing can happen. Okay, either you'll get success or failure. So always take failure as a learning lesson. Okay, nobody is perfect in this world. And become an influential. Okay, always shape the future of education. Become a leader by influencing the people in a positive manner. Okay, whatever you learn, you try to help the people to know that. Okay, don't say I don't have time, or don't feel like if I pour my knowledge, okay, they'll get like benefit. So obviously nobody can steal the knowledge. Okay, and start now. Again, the point we think that I need to change, I want to become a good leader, I want to become a good teacher. Okay, that is the best day, best time. Okay, don't wait for some occasion. Okay, let me start from tomorrow, let me start from this particular day. Okay, so the journey, once you get that thought, okay, you are ready for that the exploration in your own world. Okay, so that should be an attitude. So whatever it comes to you, grab that and prove yourself that you are worth of doing that particular great things. And what makes a leader? Okay, very very important is character. Okay, so character or a talent is a gift, whereas the character is a built one. Okay, so again, everybody of us, we don't have a same character, so it is built through many years. Okay, since your childhood days, you might have learned something from your surrounding, from a family, from your parent. Okay, so that we need to have consistency. And again, many of us, we are honest at whatever the worst case, we never say lie, or we never overcome others. So whatever that, the see, character makes a person unique. Character gains the respect from others. Okay, so that should be the one of the basic quality of a good leader. Okay, that having a good character. And the answer definition. Okay, leadership should always have the three things. Okay, one is leader should know what is the purpose of his leadership. Okay, for what reason he's leading and why he's leading the team. He should have a good direction. Very very important is he should have a motivation. Okay, to convert the long term dream into reality. And credibility is a risk. Okay, as I said, okay, when success comes, okay, don't take as your own success. It's a team success. Whenever failure come, okay, don't push that failure to somebody's shoulder. Okay, so again, a good leader should always give credibility for the whole team rather than he's enjoying on his own. And the 5 practices of extraordinary leader. Okay, model the way you should be a role model for others. Okay, don't tell the people follow me. Okay, the way you take an action, the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you exhibit yourself. Okay, people should feel like following you. Okay, so that is the one. And inspire a shared vision. Okay, whenever the leader is preparing a vision, okay, you should prepare a vision in such a way, okay, it is achievable. Okay, plus it is convinced to others. For example, I am keeping some vision and you're least interested on that, or it is too difficult to achieve. So good leader, whenever he is framing the vision, he should prepare a vision by taking the conduciveness of everyone. And challenge the process. Again, in order to achieve our leadership goal, okay, so many challenges will come. Okay, don't take challenges as a hurdle, take it challenges as opportunities. Okay, to give some example, see, some companies, the threat will be other companies opportunities. Somebody's weakness will be somebody's strength. Okay, so whenever the leaders are getting some kind of practical challenges, they should not take it as a risk, or they should not take it as a hurdle. It is an opportunities. Okay, and enable others to act. Okay, again, just because I'm a leader, I should not always take that one man show. Okay, I should work among others, I should be one among others. Okay, even you might have experienced, okay, some leaders or some boss, they'll just pull the work on you and they'll be just relaxing. Okay, obviously when we see this kind of leader, okay, we don't feel like giving respect. We are giving respect only for position, not for the person. Okay, but a good leader will attract the respect not because of position, because of his the personality. Okay, many a time, even though even you might have an experience, your old student, whenever they'll come, they'll say namaskar to you. Okay, not because you are a good teacher by content. Okay, you have given a many kind of ethical values or moral values or moral the examples or your own personality make them to give that respect. Okay, and lastly, encourage the heart. Okay, again, saying and doing should not be different. See, on your face I'm praising for you, but beyond you I'm taking my own credit. Okay, I did, I've just praised in front of everyone. No. Okay, good leaders should never do gossiping on others. Okay, so that shows you're not wholeheartedly giving the justice for your role here. And the next one is communication, the lifeline of an influence. Again, being a leader, the one more major quality is communication. Again, see, for communication, language should not be a barrier. Okay, so many things I can exhibit in informal way and a verbal way, non-verbal way. Okay, but whatever the message I'm passing, message should be simple and easy to understand. Okay, I should not show my language skill here. I should not use some complex word. I should not use some kind of a sentence which is not easily understandable by everyone, because I'm not leading one person. I might be leading several people in my workplace or in my classroom also. The words we use, okay, that should be simple to understand by everyone, and always show the truth. Okay, don't exaggerate anything. Okay, see, until unless I have evidence, until I have that proof, I should never quote any example which is an exaggerated or cooked example. Okay, don't create an example. Okay, because this is a AI world, any student can go and verify that. Okay, so always go with the truth. Okay, and whatever I say, people should feel it believing. Assume that whatever I'm saying, you're getting doubt. Oh, this madam has not done this. She has said she's having many best paper award. Is it so? If you have 1% doubt also, you don't feel it listening to my lecture. This is how psychology works. Okay, so the next one is seek a response. Again, leader is also a good learner. A leader is also the good follower. Okay, you should always seek a response. Okay, whatever the communication is making, whether the audience or the followers understood or not. Okay, it's not like that. I just came, I just gave a work to you, and I went. Okay, whether you understood or not, that courtesy I should own here. Okay, so these are the one of the important quality of a good leader, that is having a good communication skills. When I say good communication, I'm not telling about the English or the standard English. Okay, whatever I speak, okay, my followers or my audience should able to understand in the same manner, in the same sense. Okay, I'm telling something and you understand in a different manner. Okay, so then the purpose of communication will get breakdown here. Okay, and one more is competency and courage. Obviously, if a leader doesn't have a courage, how the leader can push the audience here or the followers here. Okay, so leader should always have an attitude of, okay, we can do this, let's do this. Okay, it is possible. Okay, and we can do this. Okay, this should be the attitude of a good leader. And you can see, okay, leader is helping his peer member to read this speak. Okay, so the doing and daring is one of the basic quality of a leader. Okay, other ways, see, there are many business leaders are there, but why we remember only few leaders? Okay, Ratan Tata sir, Ambani sir, Info Narayan Murthy sir. Okay, if you take it in India, there are like thousands of companies are there, but why only few leaders we remember, and why we only few leaders we give that credit? Okay, reason is, okay, they went beyond impossible and they did something good for their peer members, society, and for the nation as well. Okay, the daringness should be there. Okay, the fear factor. See, fear is one of the what to say, evil. I can say fear is one of the bad the quality that we own. See, we are human. See, we know that human life is limited. Okay, what else I can? What else it can happen? Even I still remember in my school days. No, I had a big stage fear. I used to get nervous. My leg used to get shiver. My voice used to get shiver. Okay, one of my teacher, school teacher, I mean to say, she just holded my hand, and she said, Abhilash, what worse can happen? Okay, might be you'll forget some sentence. Okay, nobody going to beat you, nobody going to kill you. Okay, second time you can do mistake, third time you will do mistake. Okay, fifth time it will become an habit for you. See, when we do something with the honest, right? Okay, obviously we get some kind of failure, some kind of fear, but overcoming that fear is the important things here. Okay, and these are the three first one is competency, that is the ability to say it, plan it, and do it. And very important is, okay, learn to say no. Okay, this is a human nature. We get a fear to say no also. Okay, even this statement was given by Abdul Kalam sir. Okay, you should have the dareness to say no whenever it is not possible for you. Okay, I'm already having jumble of work, I'm already having more work. Okay, if somebody is giving a work, okay, say politely it is not possible. Okay, but don't say directly I cannot do this. Okay, there is a way of talking. Okay, same thing I can tell in different way, positive way and anger way or negative way. Okay, choose the right word. Okay, the opposite person should not feel that you are saying no directly. Okay, you can say I have some preoccupied work, let me complete that and I'll get back to you. Okay, give a polite messages. Okay, and second one is courage. Okay, facing a fear and taking a decision. Okay, so fine. To give an example, how many of you have done scuba diving here, going underwater? Trust me, it's one of the risky thing. Okay, so many of us we have that water fear. Many of us we have underwater fears, and like we get fear. But how many of you cross that limitation? Just give me thumbs up. Or else it can be para riding also. Para riding. Okay, both are very risky. See, but until you go now, you feel very scary. But once you're flying in the when you're flying or when you're in the underwater, okay, trust me, it's one of the best experience you can ever feel. That moment you'll get a fear, but you start enjoying when you process. Same thing when you start any work, right? You get fear, you get a doubt, you feel I cannot do this, but give an attempt at least. Okay, so who knows, you can be the best player in that particular work. Okay, and the third one is discrimination. Okay, the capacity to make a wise judgment. Okay, so we should know when you're judging something, okay, think from every corner angle. Okay, don't be narrow minded, just think, if I take this decision, okay, what are the pros and cons, what kind of risk I'm taking, what kind of opportunity I can grab. Okay, so just don't take a decision just because it is available. Okay, so these are the three important things a good leader should own, and the good leader should motivate the people to own this quality as well. Okay, so the next one is modern leadership. Obviously, now the trend is changing, and the society, modernization, digitalization. Now we'll see being a modern leaders, what kind of quality we should have. There are two important quality I should have. One is adaptability, as it is a changing environment. Okay, I should be flexible. I should be adopt myself for the changing environment. I should not be rigid. Okay, so and inspirational. Okay, don't tell people to follow you. Okay, make people to follow you by your action. Okay, by your achievements. Okay, so these are the two important quality. Again, leadership is a choice. Okay, you can become a leader, that is your choice. Some people, even though the leader, they'll exhibit them as a boss, they'll exhibit as a autocratic leader. Okay, I'm leader, whether it is right or wrong, you just follow. Obviously, these are the some of the traditional way how people used to command the people. Obviously, when I'm commanding you, I don't get the trust, I don't get that kind of positive relationship. And inspire your team with your words. Okay, when I'm saying you to come on time, first of all I should come on time. When I say you should do your work on time, first of all I should do the work. So always inspire the team with your own good deeds and case study in action. Okay, so again, there is no one leadership style. Okay, even this you might have learned about autocratic leader, democratic leader. Okay, I should not apply one leadership style for lifelong or for all situation. Okay, situation to situation. Okay, leadership style should get differ here. Okay, so that is about, okay, this video we already seen. And leadership legacy. Okay, making a positive difference should be the motto of a good leader. See, leader is not a position, leader is not a status, leader is all about making a positive difference in your surroundings. Okay, so develop others. Okay, good leader will grow along with others. Okay, if you learn something, okay, then my purpose is served here. Okay, if you are growing under my leadership, okay, I am the good leader. Okay, it's not like I'm getting so much of opportunity, I'm getting many degrees, I'm getting many things, but what about my subordinates? Okay, so to give an example, no, there was one news article I read in LinkedIn. Okay, that was showing that a particular boss in a particular college, I mean the coordinator. Okay, so she was not letting any of his peer member to explore something new or to grow in their career. Okay, so everybody has posted complaint against that leader, I mean the boss. Okay, and like obviously, see, being a person now, everybody is having our own interest and our own passion. Okay, somebody we come out of passion, somebody we come out of choice, some of us we come for earning salary, some of us we come for as a hobby we come. Okay, so again everybody's interest, the choice, the passion get differs. Okay, when I saw the LinkedIn post, literally I felt so bad how one person can so humiliative for their peer member. Okay, since 10 years, that particular colleague, she is never went to any kind of the seminar, workshop, something like that. And she quit the college and she posted that. Okay, saying that salary is good, college is good. Okay, I am leaving because of a bad boss. Okay, so obviously being a leader, okay, developing and others, growing among everyone. Okay, that should be the legacy that you can carry and achieve the result. Okay, a good leader should always take a challenge. Okay, and integrate the strength and continuously improve the performance. Okay, there is no end for learning, there is no end for leading the people in a positive manner. And ultimate question, the question is not what I make a difference, the question is how do I make a positive difference. It's not about what difference you made. Okay, whatever difference I made, it can be positive or negative also. The question is, okay, how you make a positive difference among your surroundings. So this question we should ask to ourselves. Okay, and the next one is one more small video I bought for you. Okay, let me just show that. Fine, how to become a great leader. So again, one inspirational video. One second, just an advertisement.
Would you consider yourself a leader? A leader is an admirable position to take up. Leaders have power and they have more control over where they want things to go. People look up to leaders, and while they're given more responsibilities, they often reap more of the rewards. But not every person can actually be a leader. Leadership takes skills and hard work that do not always appeal to every person working towards their goals. If you do want to step up and be a leader, though, consider using some of these tips to help you stand out. Tip number 1. Learn from other leaders. Are there leaders that you admire? You should try to learn from them. There are plenty of books available that detail lessons from leaders throughout many industries throughout history. And the journeys that leaders take are not all fun and games. Take some time to read about the failures, the obstacles, and the challenges that your favorite leaders have faced throughout time. You may find some common lessons and experiences that will help you on your own journey to becoming a great leader. Tip number 2 is that it takes work to build skills. Leadership requires different skills depending on what industry you work in and what task you have at hand. Talk to leaders in your industry and learn what skills are necessary to get in the position you want to see yourself in. Then take the time to actually work and build on those skills. Leaders often have to work behind the scenes to prepare themselves for a leadership role. Even if you're not being directly praised for any education or development required to build your skills, know that this work will pay off. Tip number 3 is to believe that you are a leader. If you bring the energy of a leader to a group, the group will come to accept your position. Before you walk in a room, prep yourself up and tell yourself that you are a leader, that you're strong, that you're confident, and that you have the skills to take on the toughest responsibilities. People will be able to see whether or not you are a leader just by your body language, so your brain has to believe it first. If you walk into a room with your head held high and your shoulders back, it will show confidence. Proper posture is key to communicating what your position is to others. Make yourself big and maintain strong eye contact and a strong handshake when introducing yourself to others. If you come into a situation with confidence, people will naturally follow you and believe that you can take on the responsibilities. Tip number 4 is to take up more tasks. If you can, lend a helping hand. If another leader is delegating tasks that you know that you can excel in, you should go ahead and volunteer. If you know a leader that is really struggling to look for volunteers, go ahead and step up. The more you make yourself present in an organization or a business or a team, the more people will get to know you and that they will know that they can rely on you. Even if you take on just small tasks at first, eventually you will build up to take on more and more responsibilities. Tip number 5 is to share your ideas. Leaders have to be able to put a plan into place. They have to have a vision. So don't be afraid to share your ideas with your team or a group. Sharing your ideas is like equivalent to taking up tasks. The more you are present within a team or a group, the more people will turn to you. Even if you don't have a solution yourself, you can find ways that your group can come up with a solution together. Try to ask questions that gather information and lead your team towards a solution. Go ahead and write these ideas down, or have someone else write them down so that you can have a document to refer later on in the future. Tip number 6 is to actually listen to others. Not all leaders are made with large mouths. Before and as you start to take charge, listen to the people around you. This is extremely important in leadership. How do they feel about a situation? What solutions and skills can they actually offer? If you listen to other people, you can bring their ideas to the table and connect them with opportunities. So first, in order to be a leader, you will need people to be able to follow you. While some leaders can lead through fear and intimidation, you will get much further if your team truly believes that they can benefit from following your lead. Show them that they can benefit from you by providing them with responsibilities, opportunity, and positive validation. Tip number 7 is to learn how to delegate. Leading is not equivalent to taking every single task. In order to get more things done and make your team feel valued, you need to know how to delegate tasks. Delegation requires planning and considering the skills of everyone on your team. It also requires the trust that someone else can do something equally or even better than you can, and that also means humility. Once you've gathered a list of tasks that needs to get done for a project to happen, see what you can assign to other people and who can actually do it in the best manner possible. Always accept help from your team if they offer it, but be sure to follow up with the people who have taken on each task. Also, know is that sometimes people require training during the delegation process. As an entrepreneur myself, sometimes it's much easier to spend 8 hours training someone how to do something the right way than spending an hour each day fixing their mistakes for a whole year. Tip number 8 is to treat other leaders with respect. You might not be the only person trying to lead in your organization. In fact, you may be working with someone who is an assigned leader. So you should be respectful of the positions that everyone on your team has, even if you think that you could do a better job. Many leaders earned their position without boasting or bragging about the work that they have done to establish that kind of leadership. So don't undercut someone else's skills or their achievements just because you want to be a bigger leader. If you're not already a leader, you should be patient, share your ideas, and step up when it's appropriate, and then eventually wait for a position to open up for you to become a leader. Afraid to be yourself when you're establishing yourself.
Thanks. So this was a video. There are 2 more the leadership skill they have shared. Okay, that is about encouraging others for interpersonal development, and the last one is the communication skill. So this was about the video. I'll be sharing the PPT as well. Okay, so that video you can see once again. So that was about a video. Okay, I'm so sorry for extending the time. So this was the session for today. So I hope I've given justice for the today's session. Okay, and again. We should always see there's one proverb: what you think you'll become. Okay, once you start accepting that you are leader, okay, people will start believing you. Okay, so even I have this experience, even I have seen my peer members. Okay, when they start doing the work, people automatically get inspired the way they work. See, the point is, okay, people are observing you, but what we think, we are just going for work and we are coming back, right? Okay, people are observing you, the way you work, the way you talk, and the posture, the way you sit, the dress you wear for the important college activities or important college conference or workshop. See, all these speaks about how professionally you are managing yourself, and that exhibits the leadership skill. See, again, the opportunities can come anytime, anywhere, from any places. Okay, be open. Okay, and be prepared. Don't doubt yourself. Okay, you are doing good thing in your life, and you deserve the best thing. Okay, always manifest the good things in your life. Okay, once you accept that you are a good leader, a good teacher, okay, so automatically the world will accept you. Okay, so this was about today's session. Okay, if any specific doubts are there, I'm open for the questions. Any doubt for anybody? Thank you. Deepti ma'am, thank you. Thank you, Ramya ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. Let me just take 1 minute to maybe any one person can get admired or inspired by my story. Ma'am, in my family, I'm the first woman to get educated. I'm the first woman to work also, ma'am. And most of our, like, as it's an Orthodox family, they get married before 18s. Okay, but I got married at 26 just because my mother was with me. Okay, she said, until you become financially independent, don't get married. Because of many reasons, she stood for me. Okay, my the one of the strength I can say is a passion, ma'am. I always feel I doesn't know something. I feel I want to learn something, and whenever people comes to me, ma'am, I share my knowledge. Ma'am, this is a legacy I followed from my teacher. Even my teacher, he has helped me from many ways, financially, emotionally. I don't know, ma'am. There are some people who are like angels in our life. So I found that angel, and I want to become angel for some of my students in their life, ma'am. But the one strong thing is I have a passion, ma'am. Even you can tell me to take lecture at 12 o'clock. I'm ready. Tell me at 2 o'clock. I'm ready. I'm passionate, ma'am. That passion, and one more is anger. I don't feel I'm satisfied with my learning. That angerness is always pushing me to do more and more things in my life. Ma'am, even I admire you. I'm a strong follower of your LinkedIn profile. There is, I know, in 1 week, I have not seen you posted anything. Every week, one or other things you're going to post. Okay, that is also one of the admiration that I got from you, ma'am. And when you said, I want you to become a research person, without thinking second thought, I said yes. It's just because of you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Any doubts or any questions, or if you want to share an experience, or if you want to give any kind of feedback for the session, you are welcome. Shamam, I guess there is no questions. I guess we can wrap up. Once again, thank you, Usha ma'am, for inviting, and I thank all the participants for being there for all the days and being so active in the sessions. And best wishes for your future career and personal life. Thank you once again.